Hello YouTube, Jeff Steele here. This is your part 22 update of the current shortages with ammo and firearms in America, as well as other news updates. Let's get started. The last news headline I noticed in regards to this topic was Remington employees are on strike. Now, I will note that a large majority of firearms manufacturers, as well as ammunition plants, are in the Northeast. The Northeast is usually a region that is heavily unionized, also in the transportation as well as manufacturing sectors in that region. Will this affect inventories? Absolutely, and I don't believe Remington will be the first to see their employees go on strike. So they're being pushed really hard to get production through. I think we're going to see more of this. So that encourages us all to be more protective of our current stocks and to seek out stocks more regular. Also, I will encourage you to look at your local marketplace as far as online. For example, in the state of Georgia, we have the Georgia Outdoor News. It's a physical magazine publication, but also they have a website. There is a classified section there. There's a lot of sales being done there as far as firearms and ammunition and various other things. So that's one platform that's not been blacklisted, as they would say, and you can find some great inventories there. Also, another website that I like to look at is Outdoor Trader, and that's Trader. Now, I'm not sure if they're specific to Georgia. I think they are, but those are the two that I look at. Of course, there's the big websites, Gun Broker, but these are two local sites that usually are individuals dealing between themselves. There's not really dealers getting involved. You do see dealers posting advertisements on those platforms, but for the most part, it's private individuals dealing with other private individuals. And in many cases, paperwork is not involved, so it sort of speeds up processes. So check those places out. Also, in regards to my recent trip to Walmart, even 308 and 7.62 by 39, I'm starting to see low inventories in those cartridges as well when I was seeing them regular before. Other store shortages of note, I'm starting to see lower inventory levels with paper products again. They had replenished for a couple of months, they're going back down again. So my strategy with that, anytime I go to Walmart or another superstore, which is usually every 2-3 weeks, I just go ahead and pick up an extra case of TP or paper towels or grease towels while I'm there, if they're available. That's what I'm doing to hedge against that's absolutely going to continue to shorten and go down the inventories. One interesting find is I found a whole stockpile of nitrile gloves in the pharmacy section at my local Walmart. Now, I have not seen any gloves at Walmart in 6 months or longer. I'd say since March, it's been since I've been getting gloves at local auto parts stores and local tool stores such as Harbor Freight, but even that has been sporadic. Usually if I need a part, I'll stop in. While I'm there, I'll ask them, hey, you got any gloves? I do not wear gloves outside of working on automobiles, farm equipment, firearms. I'm not the person wearing the gloves and wasting them at the grocery store, filling up fuel at the fuel station. I'm using them for actual work to protect myself against harsh chemicals. So when I found them, I grabbed every case they had. I think I bought 5 boxes. And because I know that was a real rare experience for me, so and they allowed me to get them. They didn't limit a pack. I think I got 5 or 6 boxes of 100, so that was an awesome find. hopefully that'll last me through the hunting season. Also of note, I did recently purchase a new air gun, new air rifle. Got it on Amazon. I've been meaning to purchase it for months. I've just been putting it off and putting it off. Well, one day, the last time I checked, it was on sale, 7% off, free shipping, and I went ahead and completed the transaction. Shipped right to my door, $299. Now, it's not a super high end, but it's also not a low end. I had been talking about it. I do have an old air rifle that's fairly accurate, but I really wanted a superb model. So I got this. It's Gamo Swarm 10X Gen 2. It's the 22 caliber Magnum. So this little magazine holds 10 shots, and you just break the barrel and to reload it 10 times. I will say that this shoots a light alloy pellet about 1,300 feet per second, and a heavy lead hunting pellet about 9 or 950 feet per second. There was absolutely no paperwork involved. There was no background checks. It came with a scope. I just haven't put it on yet. But if you're an individual that has restrictions in their areas, if you live in the city, or if you are, say, a person that has a felony on their record and you do not have rights to firearms, as always, check your local rules and regulations and keep yourself out of trouble as always. But I think in most scenarios you can purchase an air rifle or a BB rifle or pistol without any type of regulation. Again, always double check, but where I am, there was no issues, because technically it's not a firearm, it's an air rifle or air gun. And they are extremely powerful. They even make them up in the 30 calibers. Now, when you get into those larger models outside of break barrels, you usually have a tank that holds some type of gas that aids in the projectile. Now, you have to go to a certain store to fill those tanks. It's a little more troublesome. I bought this because all I got to do is purchase the pellets, which I can get from Walmart. I think they do check to see if you're 16 or 18 years old. So that's one thing of note when I bought the pellets. But all I have to do is break the barrel. I will say this is I'm in pretty good shape. This is really hard to cock. I'd say it's 50 to 60 pounds to pull the barrel down until it clicks in, and then when you bring it back out. 50 to 60 pounds is what I would say. It is not easy, but let me tell you, it hits hard. It really does. My main use for this will be small game, chipmunks, squirrels, crows, troublesome pests within city limits where I'm not supposed to use a firearm. And if ammunition becomes short, I have lots of pellets. They're real inexpensive. It's excellent to practice with, work on your accuracy, your trigger control, your breathing. These are accurate out anywhere from 50 to 100 yards. I've seen on YouTube grouping on a target such as this at 100 yards. And as far as how powerful are they, I have seen them on YouTube harvesting medium-sized wild pigs. Now, generally they hit them in this area, around the eye and the ear, part of the head, but they drop right in their tracks. So if that tells you how powerful they are. And that was with this exact model, 22 caliber, break barrel, bought right over the counter, no paperwork. So let's move on to some other topics. Thoughts on the stimulus check. I will say, if they're not able to get this passed before the election, it will absolutely hurt the Trump campaign, no doubt about it. And I believe the Democrats are stalling it as much as possible because they know this. They know that it will hurt the Trump campaign if this is not passed before the election. There's no doubts. So I just don't see it happening at this point before the election. I was up in Nashville, Tennessee during the Trump debate. I was there that night. Was there through the weekend, and I will say that the people in Nashville, they were partying hard, and I didn't have any issues. I was required to wear a mask in some scenarios when I went into a couple of stores, but outside of that, restaurants, bars, clubs, they were all in full swing. Now before, they would be open till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. This time they were closing at 10 or 11. Lots of police out enforcing that curfew in that area. But people up there were friendly. I saw no protesting. I did see a lot of homeless folks in the streets. Also, I was in Atlanta recently. I'm seeing an increased number of homeless folks there. Also, in my local suburban area outside of Atlanta, I'm seeing an increase in homelessness as well. Very much so. In regards to banking, many local brick and mortar banks with branches have closed. They've closed a lot of their locations. The locations that are still open, they have very limited hours, sometimes just from 10 to 2 or 10 to 4. And there is extremely strict social distancing involving attending or visiting a retail bank. For example, most of the time, if you need to go inside the branch, they require an appointment. Also of note, ATMs everywhere I see are super busy. I'm talking person after person. In some cases, there are lines of people. Also, I'm seeing an increasing number of the security trucks, the armored trucks that deliver cash from location to location. I'm seeing those on the road regular, all brands. Moving on to a few comments. Craig Wagamon says, Biden plans to end online sales of guns and ammo. I will absolutely concur with that. I believe that is true. Al Wilson is seeing one of his main stores getting into the last of their stock. Brock 34 is in the Pennsylvania area. Says that AR-15 platforms have been hard to find. There are some lowers available, but are costly. Saw some used Bushmasters around $850 each. I'm sure that's the 5.56 model. A few AKs have been in stock, but of poor quality, off brands. No Mini 14s, also known as the Ruger Ranch rifle. No pump or defensive shotguns. There are a lot of pistols in stock, but most are selling at a $200 premium if you can find them. 50 rounds of Hornady Critical Defense are selling around $50 a box. 20 rounds of Remington Golden Saber selling around $40 a box. That is in the Pennsylvania area. That's it for the comments. That's it for the updates as of now. I'm going to try to keep these videos rolling as information presents itself. Comment down below as usual. Let us know what you are seeing, experiencing in your particular area. Let us know where you are. Also, please click the subscribe button, the thumbs up icon. It really helps the channel. Share this video as well. Get the word out. Keep prepping and keep planning. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Have a great day.